I'm going to show you how to make my free witch's hat from Kreative Kiwi. For this I'm going to be using a 5x7 hoop, 2 layers of wash away stabiliser, some threads, one with a matching bobbin for the border, a piece of ribbon to make a hanger, my squizzers, some pins, masking tape and my fabrics and batting cut to size. You'll find a link to this design in the video description below, along with lots of other useful information such as where I get my supplies and some discount codes for you as well. Start off by hooping your 2 layers of wash away stabiliser. And then we're going to pin around the top edge of the hoop, and that will stop our stabiliser from going slack by being dragged down between the 2 hoop parts. So take your pin, any pin with the head will do, place it on top of your inside hoop, push it through the stabiliser, bring it back round and through again, and that will anchor it. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides, and the bigger the hoop that you're using, the more pins that you would use. Load your file into your machine along with the thread colour that you're going to be using for the quilting of your fabric, and then you're going to stitch round number 1, and that's going to give you a placement outline for your batting. If you're going to add a hanger, now is the time to do that, and take your ribbon or whatever you're going to be using for your hanger. I'm just going to turn this around a minute. And then you're going to place it where this marker is. You want to make sure that you get it nice and straight so that everything hangs straight. And then just tape it in place with a little bit of tape. Then you're going to place your batting over the outline and tape that in place as well. Pop your hoop into your machine and stitch round number 2, and that's going to secure your batting to the hoop. You're now going to trim up the excess batting from around the edge of the stitch line, taking care not to cut the stitches, of course. I've removed the tape that was holding it in place. And take care not to cut off your hanging tab if you've made one. You're now going to place your front fabric over the top of the batting and tape it in place, making sure that you've got your thread for the quilting loaded into your machine. You're now going to stitch round number 3, and that's going to secure your fabric and then quilt it. Load your thread colour for the word wicked into your machine, and then you're going to stitch round number 4, and I'm going with orange with this. You're now going to add your backing fabric, so turn your hoop over, place your fabric over the outline and tape it in place. Load your matching bobbin and thread for the border of the hat into your machine, and then you're going to stitch round number 5 to secure your backing fabric to the hoop. I've decided to go with silver rather than black. Trim away the excess fabric from both front and back of your hoop, so turn your hoop over and take care not to cut your stitches. We're now going to stitch round number 6, and that's going to zigzag the raw edges. So make sure that you've got your matching bobbin and thread for the border loaded into your machine. Check that you haven't got any threads from the fabric poking through your zigzag stitching. If you have, trim them off. And then you're going to stitch round number 7, and that's going to do the decorative satin stitch border around the hat. Remove your tape from your hanger, and I'm going to fold mine over and just hold it in place with a little bit of tape, just so that I don't accidentally cut it off as I am trimming around to free this from the hoop. So I'm going to place that there, because it's easy to forget about them, so better be safe than sorry. We're now going to free this from the hoop, so turn your hoop over and trim around the edge of the stitch line, taking care not to cut any of the stitching, of course. Now I'm going to remove that little bit of tape. All that remains for us to do now is to dissolve the excess stabiliser from around the edge, and we're going to do that with some warm water and a cotton bud. So take your cotton bud, dip it in the warm water, and then just run it around the edge. And that's our witch's hat finished. I hope you enjoyed this stitch along. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of new videos as soon as they're published. Do pop along to Creative Kiwi's Facebook group. There's always lots of ideas, help and inspiration there for everybody. And thank you very much for joining me. You'll find a link to this design in the video description below, along with lots of other information such as where I get my supplies and some discount codes for you as well.